Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Jamal. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another great day here in the state of Texas. It's nice and warm, 95 degrees today. But today we're going to be working on the Corvette. We actually have a new part to install on the Corvette, and I feel like we haven't done this in so long, but we're finally back here to install an LED third brake light on the car today. So it should be a pretty quick video, pretty straightforward install, but let me go ahead and show you what we got for the car. And show you how to install it. Now, this LED third brake light was purchased from the great people over at VetLEDs.com. I will include the part in the description so you guys can go ahead and purchase it for yourself. They might actually be out of stock right now because it's a relatively new product and they seem to be selling pretty hot. But here it is. It's basically a third brake light instead of kind of the multiple bulbs that the stock third brake light has, it's just an LED strip. And so it should look really good with my halo taillights that I already have on the car, and it should kind of match the flow of kind of the lights that I have in the rear end. Now, one thing to note is that they do offer this in a smoked and a red lens. I went ahead and went with the red lens because my taillights are still red, and I like the contrast on the blue of the color of the car. So I went with the red, but they do have a smoked option as well. So it should be pretty straightforward. There's just two screws that hold in. On the back, there's a little switch, on-off switch. We're going to leave that in the on position. And it's just a single connector that activates the third brake light. So pretty straightforward install. That's what you get in the box. This is $70 on the website, but I believe if you use the code SAVE15, it'll knock another $10 off of it. So $60 plus tax and shipping will get you this LED third brake light. And it should look pretty sweet on the car. Now, before we go ahead and change out that stock third brake light, let's go ahead and take one last look of what it looks like on the car. So the third brake light will actually come out from the back and it'll kind of fall into the back bumper. So in order to gain access to the back side to kind of unscrew it, we're gonna have to remove the tail light that's closest to it. Most people can get away with just removing one tail light, so we're gonna try that. If not, you can also remove the other one on the other side to kind of get both your arms in there to finesse it to kind of get that stock brake light out. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this tail light here. It's pretty straightforward. There's just two screws that hold in. They're T15 Torx. And so we should be able to just unscrew these. So now that we've removed one of the taillights, we've gained access to the back of the third brake light. I've switched over to my phone to show you guys, but as you guys can see there's a single connector there in the middle holding the third brake light on, and then you have the two bolts on each side of that connector. Those two bolts are 7 millimeters, so we should be able to just unscrew them and they'll come out and then undo the connector, and we should be able to pull that third brake light through the tail light hole that we have created from removing one of the tail lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and undo the connector here. So the connector has now been undone, and that was achieved by simply pulling that tab out and pulling the connector down, and it comes right out. And now we're gonna go ahead and unscrew the two bolts holding that third brake light in. Alright guys, so we're cutting back to the main camera, and as you guys can see, we have removed that third brake light as kind of a comparison here. Here we have the OEM third brake light, and here we have our aftermarket third brake light. Now, another thing to note is that these screws down here are kind of just held into that plastic, and they kind of just screw into the plastic. So it would be wise to go ahead and get them started on here to screw into this plastic here, because once you're in there, it's going to be very hard to get those screws started because of the position of where that third brake light sits. So we're going to go ahead and grab our screws for it, and we're going to go ahead and get them started. And here we are, guys. That third brake light is finally in. As you can tell there, it was a little bit difficult to get back in. I did have to go ahead and stick both my arms in there and kind of use one hand to navigate the tool onto the bolt so that I could tighten it up. I do definitely recommend an electric ratchet if you don't have one, because turning that bolt by hand would be very difficult just because there is not a whole lot of space back there to stick a ratchet, but it is in there now. I'm going to go ahead and set the camera on a tripod and show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, here's one last look at it. I've got the brake lights on. As you can see, the third brake light there, it's got that single strip. It's actually really freaking bright just looking at it now. And it's really sweet with the LED taillights that I already have. So it's definitely a pretty sweet modern looking light on there now. So anyway, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Just a quick little video working on the Corvette, put another part on there. So again, if you guys wanna cop that third brake light for yourself, it's available at thetleds.com. I'll include the link in the description down below. It's available in red and smoke. It's $70, but use code SAVE15. That'll take $10 off, so $60 plus shipping. It might not be in stock right now, but just give them a little bit to get restocked up and you guys can cop that for yourself. So anyways, it's been your boy Jamal. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.